It sounds sometimes sort of too much to say, because there's so much misuse with the word of love. Americans use it very easily. They say, oh love, oh honey. Even you go in a lift in New York skyscraper, so the lady, you know, taking the lift up says, oh honey, would you? And I sort of look like I'm not your honey. But we in Europe are more reserved. But it is very, very lovely, actually, when you are very, oh dear, they say, and they don't know you. Well, we don't say dear and honey to anybody in Europe, especially not in the north, if we don't really care for them and know them. So there are many different levels you can use that word. And I think the word love has been misused a lot. And what we are trying to sort of convey now is that the goal is the universal love, which has nothing to do with sex, and nothing wrong with sex, absolutely not. But when you also think that you are actually an energy of love, vibrations are the love energy, the light energy. So it changes also the situation between man and woman. And we always think that it's a male and a female, but it can be anything. You can love anybody, and I don't mean pedophiles, because I don't think they love, they just have sex. But you can love, whether it's a man or a woman, or it's your cat, or it's your dog, it's your friend. It's a love energy, but it's on a different vibrational level. And when you think again that our body has sex, male or female, the light energy does not have sex. So it's easy to understand that you love the energy of the other person. When you meet somebody on the same vibrational level, you absolutely resonate. It doesn't make any difference if it's male or female. And we have had a case now in Finland this year, and last year actually, about a minister, Lutheran minister, who had been married twice and children that were, you know, grown-ups, and he wanted to have a sex change. All his life he had felt that he was like a female and feeling like a female, and then he decided that now I'm going to do it. And that he went out with it, which I think is very courageous, because in Finland we've had a little over 100 sex changes a year. That's quite a lot, I think. And even 3 ministers have changed sex previously, but they've been doing it in secrecy. So in a way he gave face to this phenomena. And he's very happy now. And his first wife is together with him. And then he did say, I have a sexual problem. You know, you can understand, because it's a big change. But of course it is the light energy, the spirit of you that feels to be female, because in my mind it has been incarnating many, many lifetimes in a female body. And then for lessons and learnings, we all have to be in both sexes to learn, to have balance. So he decided to incarnate now to a male body. And then he couldn't take it, because the female came through all the time. And on the other hand, if you ask me what his mission would have been, my opinion is absolutely, his mission was exactly to do this openly, to shake the whole country of Finland, that a minister can change sex. And why? You know, everybody started talking, everybody started thinking, why and what is this? Without maybe thinking that, hey, love is the answer. If you love a person, it doesn't actually matter what kind of body you have. But he had to also teach our country, I think, tolerance. Because there are many people who don't, you know, they just shuttle off, this is terrible, you can't do these things. They don't remember that your light body has no sex. So I think he did a brilliant job. Shook and whole the country, you know, what it is to be a human being, at least. And of course for him it's good that he's happy now.
Talking about sex, when we talk about the sex madness going on in this world, you know, it's sex all over, it's porn, it's whatever. Yeah. It's like it has become the new religion almost, you know. It's every website you go to, there's a dating site. You need to have someone, and they say you need to find love. I don't believe you find love through a dating site, because it has, you know, then you fall in love with a picture, not with the energy. But we were talking about yesterday, we had this excellent talk about sexuality, and I think I would like to, you know, if we could get back into that, because it was very interesting, you know, we have the male sexuality today, which is mostly about, like you said, you know, with the penis, and you know, 3 minutes, and then we are gone. And then with
it's less than 3 minutes for most.
Okay. And then with
1.7 or something.
And then with the female sexuality, which is completely different, because there's so much frustration today, and you know, it's so much focused about the mechanical sex, but it's not focusing about the really female, like men also have the female side. We have.
Sure.
Can you please, because it was brilliant what we were talking about.
Yeah, well, one of the sad things, I think, for the human race is that males do not understand often, some do brilliantly, but often do not understand anatomy of a human female, because our sexual organs are so different, and males think that females feel the same way they do, and when they penetrate they think that's it. And very, very many women, even in some research about 70–80% women are not satisfied with this copulation, because males do not know that you have to, first of all, be tender, and you have to show love, not sex but love, and be tender and caress and maybe a little kiss and whatever. It takes a slow process, and men are very fast and think that's it. And then many men, even when they're 60 years old, I know because I have had patients when I was working in the field, they didn't even know that a woman has a clitoris and what is the purpose of it, because only normally when you caress the female sexual organs, you have to do that. You have to caress the clitoris, either before or after. But anyway, you can't just, you know, ignore it, because that's the way most women get their orgasm. And when you are 60 years old and you don't know the anatomy of a woman, your wife you've been married to for 40 years, that's very sad, I think. And that's the dilemma, and it's such a sensitive area that people are afraid even to talk to their husband and to their wife, that, you know, I don't like this, I like this, or whatever. And it should be normal, because it is normal. It's totally normal. I mean, we're supposed to have sex and to produce children. But it takes education, and I think the education should come already from schools. And it should not only be focusing on the anatomy and the mechanical side, but it should very, very much stress on the spiritual side, which it never does. Because if you give sexual education, it's the mechanical side.